Uh, well, guys, great to see you all. The first meeting in May, and all the big events are happening as we all were just starting to discuss. So we've got Cuts Down on Friday, and of course, the Spring Brookline is the weekend that follows on Saturday. So we have some big stuff coming around the corner. This is really now we're getting into like the sweet spot of all our events. So be sure to spend your money wisely between the two shows, but don't forget about us up in New Hampshire on the 18th. And as a bonus, on May 19th, the second flea at the MIT Swap Fest, which they have the electronics ham radio flea market, which surely has vintage radios there. So we have like a trifecta in the next
Hello?
week. Oh, hello.
Oh, turtle.
But looks like you're online there, Greg.
I am. I was just testing my microphone. It wasn't coming.
It's okay. It's not a big deal. We're pretty easy here. But so yes, we have some good stuff going on here. I don't think I have any other announcements to make because I think the really key ones are there. So if you haven't bought your table for Spring Brookline, do so because it's still tables left inside. I think the last count was around 10 tables. So I saw, and then of course there's still tailgating spots outside, so plenty of good opportunity to get yourself situated. So at any rate, so anyone have any additional announcements like to make that we should be aware of? Maybe, of course, Bob, you'll be probably giving us the recording, and hopefully John will post the photos from the event.
Yeah, I sometimes I don't run into John, but he's usually there, and I don't know it. And I think it's such a big event that I think sometimes we both get busy and we don't really get a chance to meet up, and that happens because there's just so much going on there. So the
Yeah.
good news about Kutztown anyway, I mean the DVHRC guys that they run. First of all, let me start by saying that the gentleman who organized not only the DVHRC club itself, but the Kutztown event, unfortunately, he passed away about 3 weeks ago. And that's going to kind of probably leave a hole in a lot of people's hearts because his name was Louis Newhart. He actually was, I think he worked for, trying to remember, one of the larger companies. I forget. It's a Lucid guy. He was,
Oh,
and he even
oh,
had a
okay.
little shop in the Kutztown, the general area, not where we were at. And he did radio repair for a number of years. And I always enjoyed talking to Louis, and with him not being there this year, it's going to be kind of odd. So yeah, I'll probably make a comment in my video about Louis and some of the things about Louis. So that's going on, but it's still growing. That's the really odd thing about Kutztown. Despite the fact that us fossils, some of us are going away, but the event still keeps growing.
That's good news.
It's kind of
Actually,
so I that's a good thing, and I hope that kind of thing rolls over to your event next weekend. So
well, we
just
hope
keep
so. I
fingers
mean,
crossed.
yeah, it's a good point.
I would love to come up and see you guys sometime,
Okay,
but
now we gotta
right
reel
now
you in. Same with Greg and people like the rest of you guys who either were formerly from the Northeast, like Rob, or have not don't live out there, and we need to get you guys out here.
I'm more than familiar with Massachusetts. I used to travel quite a bit to the Northeast with one of my jobs, so I know a lot about Massachusetts. Matter of fact, sometimes if I had like a day trip or something like that, I used to fly into Lowminster on top of the hill, or
Yeah,
the locals say Lowminster.
yeah,
Yeah, that's because my
yeah,
New Jersey accent probably is not
yeah.
coming in through clearly for you guys. So.
That's okay.
But there's a lot of stuff going on in Massachusetts. I was involved in plastics like Dustin Hoffman in The Graduate. I was in the plastics industry for 30 years, and Lowminster, well, actually, what was it? Lowminster was the birthplace of plastics itself. So that's how some of the early plastics got started, and Leo Bakelite and I'm not going to bore you with all the plastics history. But Massachusetts is actually a very nice state. I love going out to the Berkshires.
Yeah, it's a pretty area.
Western Mass is
yeah, it's very-
absolutely beautiful. And I remember going to the combat zone in Boston.
Wow,
When
we
the
know where you
combat zone was still there.
where
So some of you guys, maybe when you were younger, you probably know what I'm talking about. So I've actually
sure.
been in the combat zone.
That's what was your primary reason you came up to visit, huh?
Well,
Yeah.
sometimes the company that I work for, we do trade shows sometimes in either Boston or somewhere on the outskirts of Boston. And all these Japanese engineers, all they want to do is smoke and drink whiskey. So might as well
Yep.
just drag them into the combat zone.
Well, that'll kill a few
When it
birds with one
works.
stone. That's funny.
So
That's really funny. But I
I,
remember it.
I'm babbling. You guys. can
No,
go ahead.
no, it's
Move on.
quite all right, Bob.
Sorry about that.
None at all. Don't apologize whatsoever. But so if no one has any announcements, I guess we could sort of just jump right in. I've got, by the way, Greg, I did actually grab your photos. Thank you for that. I didn't get a chance to respond because I was just like really hectic day today. Between work and had a little service visit and plumber visit there, water pressure relief valve in the water tank needed to be replaced because it's starting to leak. So that was a bit of a problem. Fun stuff like that. But at any rate, so we can certainly see some of the May photos from that deck. And I have to admit, you got some really good deals. That's an amazing amount of stash you got for the low price that you paid per radio.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So what we'll do is maybe we'll start with the March event, because we never actually got a chance, because we've had a pretty busy Zoom schedule. We never got a chance to actually look at those photos from the March 3rd event, and we could look at the stuff you got, and then I can show the Arizona Antique Radio Club April event, and this seems like pretty. Let me just got to share my screen here. So Greg, I'll sort of think you probably could narrate. If there's anything you want to sort of talk about there in terms of, I assume you were at the March show.
Oh, wow.
In fact, what I'll have to do is say, play, where's Greg? We have to go
Yeah,
find Greg.
where's Waldo?
Yes,
Actually,
where's,
let's see, I'm in the second row here. You can just barely see me. I got my coat on.
let's see. So second row. So if I'm using my cursor, so it's on this
You're
side.
very close, right there, right where your cursor is.
Oh,
Just to the left,
Oh,
right there. That's me.
oh, okay.
That's my dad standing next to me.
Oh, got it. That's you and that's you. So he's kind of eclipsing you.
Right.
Got it. So you're making your deal right there. So see, the proof is in the pudding. We know that
Where's
Greg was
the
there.
pudding? Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It was a packed house in March. I'd never seen it that crowded there. If you look, just about every table is full of vendors. It was
That's
amazing.
pretty good. Now, are there tables behind the camera, or is this like the
There are a few that go back further yet. Yeah.
Wow,
There's
it's a good
some on
show.
the back wall, and totally different from January. Our January meet, when it was below zero and we had 14 inches of snow the night before, we only had 3 vendors. So
Yeah, and yet you still came home with stuff.
with 2 radios, yeah.
Don't leave for home without something.
Had to make it worth the trip.
I don't blame you. That's true, especially since you probably risked your neck to get out there, right?
Well, half of the city was without power that morning. All the stop and go lights were dead.
Oh yeah.
So
Well, it's funny you say that, because one of the first, maybe not the first, but one of the first shows in our club that I went to was a Halloween. It was like the day after Halloween. It was like a November show or some late November, October, because we had a freak ice storm, and and so there were lots of power. We didn't get much. It got hit New Hampshire pretty hard in terms of, they got 2 or 3 inches, but it was like rain and ice, and it just power lines it all over the place, and people were out of power for a week. Some of you guys on the call probably remember that. I forget, it was right around 2011. Where I am, because I'm south in Metro West Boston area, um, we got like a little bit of slush, but we still lost power for like an hour because something must have came down. I think it was a car accident or something. Took a pole down, so we were out for an hour. But I was able to still cook dinner because we have gas stoves. I was able to go by light, so we were able to still have a nice dinner. But that was one of the first show. And funny, I got there and so many stoplights, like you said, were just no. There were no stoplights. And in fact, get into a major highway, I was like, "Ugh." Yeah. But fortunately, they put stop signs up, so everyone had to stop. And so, but I got there and there was actually surprisingly good turnout. Kind of looked like this, despite the weather. I was like, wow, I can't believe this because it was like rather hazardous. But it's not like we got a lot of snow, but a lot of lines were down. But the hotel must have had a backup generator because they were up and running and everything was good. So
Yeah, we had a bad ice storm here. I still remember it was in 1976 and we were without power for about 2 weeks. We had an inch of ice on each of the trees. It was just
yeah, that's awful. But so yeah, that looks like a great. I mean, a really good turnout. Yeah,
it was packed.
so let's see here. Ah, some
Everybody's got to have the Beitman books.
yeah, they're in great shape. Are they repros or are they original?
Oh, those are the originals. There's a guy,
Wow,
vendor was selling a whole box of them.
it's fantastic shape.
And well, now you can find them all online. If you go to that worldhistory.com, I think it is. You've got all
Yeah,
the bite and the writers' handbooks. Saves a lot of shelf space looking them up online. Then
yeah, I feel that way. I only print when I need to. When I use schematics, I do print them ultimately because it's nothing better to be able to look at a larger version. Have it spend the money at Staples if you have to, and that way if you run a scribble on it or something, I find it somewhat useful.
exactly. Excuse me.
Tubes, lots of tubes.
Lots of tubes.
What Bob will be selling and bringing at
I have a
Kutztown.
feeling Bob is going to have more than that, though.
I think, oh, probably.
I'm probably bringing probably close to 1,000 tubes.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not hard.
That's probably a couple hundred there. That's a drop in the bucket.
Now, do you use the Buick wagon, or do you actually have a minivan or something to go haul this?
Oh, if I drove my Buick wagon to Kutztown back, it would probably cost me about $150 in gas for the 2 trips I'd have to
That's
make. Now,
true.
I have a 2015 Toyota Venza. It's not really a sedan and it's not really an SUV. It's more like a station wagon
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's basically a pregnant Camry.
Yeah. Well, it's perfect for that. There's a lot of good. They
So
actually hold a lot of space.
Yeah, seats blow down, and I used to have a Highlander, but I got T-boned about 5 years ago right here in town. A guy ran a red light and told me. So it was my wife's vehicle, and she kind of like said, "Well, here, take this one." And I got my wife a Camry, so that's her driver, and then I've got the Venza now.
Yep.
And I could get a substantial amount in there. I wish it were bigger, but the trade-off is if I get a bigger vehicle, I mean, it's the rest of the year I got to shell out more for gas, and
Yeah.
they just our regular is about 3.50 a gallon right here in New Jersey. It was about 3.05, 3.10,
Isn't it?
but they just jacked it up, and I'm not even going to tell you the reason why. You'd
Uh,
laugh.
Well, here in Wisconsin, it's 339, so it's not that far off.
Yeah.
well, it's actually Massachusetts is not cheap up here. Now, I have to put premium in my car, but so I filled it. I think it was like for like 4.65 a gallon. Like, ugh, but even the regulars, in the high threes. So we're on the higher end.
Mhm.
Well, that's the other thing for me too, is that I got to run premium in my Buick wagon.
Yeah.
And I don't exactly have highway gears, and I have a 2-speed automatic.
Ah, the old quilt. Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
So
Yeah.
it just, I might as well feed the dinosaurs. You hear a
Yeah.
dinosaur fall over and
Squeeze
croak every
it,
time I start the
right?
car.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
probably in that 12 mile per gallon range. or
I get between 11 and 12 if I'm not too heavy footed. If I start getting cute and start racing people down the street, then it's significantly less.
Yeah, you can watch.
I get about 10 on my RV gets about 10. Big as that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I know. I know your wife.
I had a friend actually. Well, my wife and I are close to them, and we got our cats from these people, and he's a we kind of we were in the fire department together for a brief time. I went to fire school, but he used to have a RV, and he got rid of that thing after about a year because of the gas mileage. So now what he's got is a fifth wheel. He's got this huge, I forget what brand it is. I want to say Jayco, but he used to have a Jayco, and then he got a bigger one. And he wasn't happy with his gasoline Ford thing to pull the fifth wheel with. So then he bought a used 2015. What's Ford's diesel called? I forget what they call it, but that truck's got. He took us out. We were out to dinner with them in that truck. It's a crew cab.
Yep.
600 horsepower.
Yeah, it's
The thing was
crazy.
as fast as my 65 El Camino.
Yeah, it's crazy. And plus the torque, you can pull. You can
Torque,
pull.
it's a torque monster. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I know. It's
I mean, it
crazy.
threw me in the seat. And I was like,
Yeah, this thing weighs,
when we were
three
kids, we
tons.
used to have a trick. If someone had a fast car, you tape a 10 or a 20 to the dashboard, and you go through the gearbox. And if you grab that bill off the dashboard before I hit fourth gear, it's yours. That kind of thing. And that's how I felt riding in this truck. He pulls on the highway, and I'm like, whoa, throw him back in the seat.
I know. It's crazy. I know. You expect the front to lift up when you jump on the accelerator, it is crazy.
My
RV
RV
can
does
be
not have that
awful.
problem. It's a V10 and it's geared
Yeah.
really low. Yeah, no problem with the acceleration. There isn't.
Yeah. Is that a Dodge motor?
No, Ford V10.
Oh, it's the Ford V10. Okay. I forgot Ford had a V10.
Anyways,
Oh yeah. That's funny though.
Well, it's either that or what are you going to do? Get an electric RV? Wait
Oh.
for it to charge or something? That ain't going to happen.
Get to have solar panels all around the entire part of the car to have a
There's
chance.
there's hardly any charging stations around here. So they ain't gonna be one in my driveway.
Yeah,
No.
they
No,
just
yeah.
installed 4 of those in downtown West Bend here, just recently. They got 4 charging stations and probably about 4 cars in the whole city that have them. There are electric cars.
That's funny. Well,
I can tell you guys some hilarious stories about electric cars that I know people have bought them, but I'm not going to waste your time. I'm just right now. I'm looking at these pictures of these 4 boxes of tubes, and it brings a smile to my face.
There you go.
Love it.
Yeah, there you go. You're rubbing your hands for Friday there, Bob. That's right.
I have to. I'm shelling out money like a sailor on Liberty right now.
Yeah, I know. Right, got to make something up.
Gotta do something here. Oh, that's a lot of nice headphones.
Well, early headphones, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice early. I guess they're all high impedance, like Brandy's and some other ones in there.
I would imagine that's what they are. Yeah, I didn't look. at them
Perfect.
close, but
Perfect if you got a 1N34 diode and you want to start pulling in free radio.
There you go.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. Well, look at that. Silvertone.
Oh, that's kind of an interesting thing. I've got the console. That's a Silvertone console with the
Yeah.
13 model with the Flash-O-Matic tuner. There was a little light behind the dial pointer, and you
Okay.
could click it into a station. It was like a preset thing.
Okay.
And what he must have done is he didn't want the whole console, so he sawed the front of the console out and mounted it on a piece of plywood or something. I think if you
Wow.
look on the very bottom, it says the model number. It's 45.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, I
45.
see
Yeah.
it. 1937
37.
Silkers
45.
6507A.
Yeah, I
45.
think it's 4587A.
70.
There you go.
It was their top of the line
Yeah, it looks nice.
console that year. But it has a very beautiful dial. That's one thing it has
Yeah.
going. It's a pure dial, kind of like the Spartans had.
Yeah.
Really
Silvertone's
Well,
always
maybe,
had.
maybe he likes listening to it next to the bathtub.
That's
Yeah.
probably what he does. I don't know, but yeah, the speaker mounted somewhere back there too.
So,
I
so,
think
that- so the Frankenstein, I guess.
Yeah, I think I would have just rather had the whole console instead of.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed Silvertones of this era and how
Yeah.
the dial presents itself. It's just really
Yeah.
a striking dial, really good looking.
Agreed. Whoever the designer was for it, it really had nice taste. It really was eye-catching. speakers, lots
He
of
had a bunch of
speakers.
speakers. Yeah, I think I picked up the one up on the top there, next to the second one from the right in the top row, I think I bought.
Oh, okay.
It's
Nice.
a 6-inch field coil speaker for something. But I think the
Nice.
one in front is an Atwater Kent with the gold.
Oh yeah, okay. Nice. Toshiba
Ooh,
and a Technics. Nice looking pieces.
yeah, probably similar to what Noah found at Banana Records.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Well, let's see here.
Uh,
So this is
little
a
generator.
Westinghouse here.
Yeah,
Oh, Mark.
Mark dual marker injector.
Hmm.
Video. Is that is this TV or?
it's a TV,
yeah. It says video gain on the left.
Yeah, it must be a
yeah.
TV tester or a TV diagnostic tool, I guess.
Huh.
Something like that. Interesting. Panasonic reel to reel. Look at that.
There you go. You got a
High
bunch of
high end stuff. Pretty nice stuff, and a nice speaker behind it. I think. Or is that, what is that? No, it's not a speaker. I'm not sure what that is behind it.
I think that is a speaker.
Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe it is a
Could
speaker.
be. Yeah, just missing the covering or something.
Yeah, I was just looking at these dials. I wasn't sure what those really. Oh, maybe
That
that's
might
just.
be to set the crossover and all that.
Ah, yes, yes, that's probably that makes sense, Bob. High-end equipment because this you don't see these very often. And certainly looking at this is definitely upper shelf stuff.
Yeah.
Tube tester,
Ooh, there you go.
teletest.
There's a lot of sockets in that guy.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what you're missing. It looks like it's got everything. It's got the booklet. It looks like it has the
It's almost
sheet.
like a drugstore tester, you gotta look up the tube number and, there's 100 sockets for the, different tubes.
Right.
Yeah, this looks pretty versatile. This one.
Maybe half of them are tube or pin straighteners.
Yeah, right.
What do we have here?
Got early coils.
Ah, I guess
Ah,
so. Interesting. Wow. Oh yeah, so it says
Or
tor tor
toroid
toroid
coil.
toroid.
good coils.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, all and it's cool. It's got the boxes.
Yeah.
They look
Probably
pretty.
probably NOS. Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
You needed such a thing. There you go.
There we go. This no, that is a
Now this was made in Racine, Wisconsin. That radio.
really.
Yeah.
So
if
what's
you can
what's? Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, right there.
zoom in on the label? What does it say there?
Let's see if I can do that. Is there a way to zoom on these? I can do it the old-fashioned way, I guess.
Yeah, if you go down to the bottom where that little eye symbol is in the circle, you click on there, then you click
Oh,
on full size down there.
oh, there we go. Thank you. You told me this before, and I couldn't remember how you did it.
It opens it up in another window.
Yeah.
There you go. Now you
There,
got
now, if I can move it, there we go. Western Coil Electric and Electric Company, Racine, Wisconsin. Look at that. Something from the hometown.
yeah, not too far.
Radiodyne Jr.
In fact, the last 2 meets of the year are always in Racine.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Is the old factory long gone, or
Yeah, I would imagine it is. I'm not even sure where that would have been located, but that's probably something you wouldn't find out on the East Coast. There's a brand like that. It's just local to Wisconsin here.
got it? That's cool. Nice to have. That's sometimes it's fun to have something from the local area, even if it's not something you badly want, but just to have that local history.
Sure.
Whoops. Did I just screw up here? I did. Apologies, guys. Let me go back to whoops. I gotta,
Let's see.
is it Hold on here. Let me just got a little technical problem here that can be easily rectified in a moment here. Ah, oh, okay. Let me bring back the.
Looked like the tab was still open up on the top.
Yeah, you know was the but you know what it didn't show up in the share, so now it should be I should be able to be back to doing that. There we go. Sorry about that. I don't know what went wrong there, but maybe a little pilot error on my part.
There you go.
There we go. Back to where we were.
No problems.
Oh, here's a nice looking pilot.
Yeah, that was actually the one that I showed you restored at the last.
Oh,
Fitting.
right. So we get to see it again and before you grab your
Before and
hand.
after pictures. Yeah.
I really like that. That dial face is very attractive. It is a nice close up there.
That's nice.
It is a nice dial. Yeah. Like I say, it lights up. The full thing lights up for the broadcast band, and then in the police band, I think the bottom half would light up, and the
Did you say
shortwave, the top half lights up.
we said like the bottom the police band is that in red or is that they give a different radio?
Yeah, it was a different radio, but this one here, that where that center line is in the dial, that's kind of the halfway point. So like the police band would light up below that line, and the top half would be dark, and then when you go to the shortwave band, the top half lights up and the bottom half is dark.
Cool.
So it's got a lot of different bulbs in there.
Yeah, I guess it would, huh?
And that is a heavy radio. I wasn't aware when after I bought it and picked it up to carry it out to the car, I was like, oh boy, this is gonna be a long trip.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
Did you go soprano and say, "Can you open the door for me, please"?
No, I was too busy walking at a fast pace, so I wouldn't drop it.
That's funny.
But yeah, that one, the finish wasn't, it was flaking off pretty bad. I had to refinish the whole thing.
Now is it done? Oh, it is done because I thought you did a rather nice job on it. If memory serves it. Right.
Yeah, I had on the last Zoom.
Yeah, that's what I thought because I
There's a-
remember seeing it. Those are the all finished products.
Right. There's
This
Some kind of
turntable,
turntable?
yeah, looks to be needing perhaps
like-
some work. I'm not sure. It's an
It
interesting.
looks Kenwoodish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not seeing
That'd be
where
my
it should
guess.
speed. Oh, there's a couple of those
Oh, here we go. That's
headboard radios.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Looks to be seeing better days.
Yeah, two projects. Maybe you can make one good one out of the two.
Yeah, probably true.
well. Didn't they come out of that hourly hotel down the street?
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
there you can see what kind of bulb those things took in there.
Yeah, it reminds me. The bulb reminds me of the ones you did for like fish tanks. You know those.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of those, the tuning knob is always warped on those things. That's actually pretty good on the one in the front there.
Oh yeah. So is it because of the heat from the light, or is it-
Generates so much heat.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, those things. Why if you put them on your head would start to cook.
Yeah,
You know,
you
that's
left
a
it on all night, you'd have blisters on.
All you
know.
wanted was to take a nap, and you ended up thinking it was a tanning booth.
Yeah, I know, really. Yeah, it's the one thing I could say about LED lights in that regard. You're not cooking over them, you know, not like then. Wow, lots of meters.
Oh my
Meters.
God, meters are us.
Yeah,
Yeah, quite a stash there.
yeah. Somebody cleaned out their stash, and
Looks that way.
there's a donation table. That's stuff that got auctioned.
Rather eclectic mix of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Some of those, I mean, is that a auction table or is it like a free table like we have where, you drop it off and someone grabs it and runs?
No, this is they call it a donation auction. The stuff you want to get rid of, you can put there, and then they'll start the bidding at $1. And some things they don't even get $1 for, then they just get scrapped, I guess.
Yeah, that's what they do in the Arizona Antique Radio Club. They have like a table where people drop a bunch of stuff off and then you have to spend like, I don't know, like $2 or $3 for a paddle.
Oh,
And
At Kutztown, they have something like this. They call it the buy it now table.
yeah.
So people basically unload their basements and
Hmm.
you can make offers to the DVHRC guys. They negotiate a number.
Sure.
That
Yeah.
that looks like a transoceanic radio dial in that box, and there's a bread slicer to the right of that.
Yeah. That's what it is, I
yeah,
think. Those are
yeah,
just some miscellaneous bread slicers, yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, there's no paddles or anything you have to buy. Anybody can bid it. Any who's standing there, just they give them $1 for it, you can take it away.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I guess every club has their own little way of doing things. They, I mean, the PAL's fairly, modest, but they do have an auction. But I actually, so if I add the $2 to the paddle, I spent a whole $7 and got, I showed that before, a nice portable automatic radio company. Was it the P19, I think? But
Oh, okay.
made in Brookline, right down from here, not super far, not far from Fenway Park, really.
Mhm.
In
How,
fact,
how did Andre the Giant leave his earring there on the table?
Ah,
I think that's actually from a Zenith. That was that surround that went behind the Beehive speaker.
Oh yeah. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
Like what they had on some of the shutter dials.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
What's kind of funny about their donation auction sometimes is people will take things that didn't sell the vendors and they'll put it on there before the auction starts. And they couldn't sell it during the meet, but the auction, somebody will bid it up past what they had it out on the meet.
I've seen
cruel,
that happen.
cruel.
Yeah,
That's funny.
looks like there was an airline chassis there.
Oh, was there? Let me just back
I
that
think
up
that's
here.
what that was.
See if I can back that. This one right here. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks like airline-ish, I think.
Well, let's see if I can zoom in and see if we can go to the tape.
Well, it's even got an eye tube on it.
Yeah.
Does have an eye tube.
Does I
I see no marker to say who this might be from.
Well, the tube all the way to the right, I think it says Wards on it. So maybe that's an
Ah,
airline, like
That
Greg said.
that would do it. If you see wards, I didn't see the wards thing, but good
Yeah,
eye.
you see the tube all the way as it's facing us to the right.
Yeah,
Yep.
this one.
boards.
Oh, I see. You're assuming. Okay, got it. I'm with you. And you know
I ate a
what?
lot of carrots
that's
before I got on the TV here today.
I think I see line there, Dennis. I think you're right. I think it does say airline. I think give the man a cigar.
Mhm.
There you go. Not bad. You have to get up pretty in the morning to fool by.
Yeah, I didn't get the secret word though. I could have used the money. Waiting for the duck to come down.
Yeah, yeah.
That's funny.
That's cool stuff though.
Yeah, I think there was some more stuff there, but
Well, that's a really nice mix of stuff here.
yeah.
Yeah,
Signal
Nice
jet.
greeby in the back. That's a Zenith, try to remember the Royal, it's a 7 transistor on top of that wooden radio there that I can't quite make out. Is that a Bosch? American Bosch?
Ah,
It
boy,
looks like American
yeah,
Bosch,
that is. Yes, this is an American
There we
Bosch.
go.
Yeah, see, look at
Almost
that.
looks
Those carrots helped.
Almost looks like a homemade cabinet
On this one? You
on the
think?
wooden one. Yeah. Well, unless that's how it was. It's kind of plain.
Oh, the number on that transistor, it's a Royal 275. Now I remember it.
This one
There
right
you-
here?
Yeah,
Look at that.
that's a decent little radio. See, it made some really good early transistor radios.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think you're right on this looks like a grebe. I wonder if that is.
Mhm. Oh yeah, that's
Some interesting stuff
I'm
over
not sure
here.
what that box is though.
yeah. I'm not either.
Yeah, I'm at maximum resolution, so I don't know.
It's like a decade box.
Oh, okay. That would make sense.
Okay.
Well, it's a big one. That might be one of them like general radio ones or something. One of them really old school ones.
Sure.
Maybe. I see no manufacturer label, unfortunately. Though I wonder if this is the original box. Maybe. Just somehow doesn't look right, but. Ah, ICO. Get some
ICO
stuff-
generator.
Yeah, ICO
Hundred
generator.
yards, the
Got some
box.
capacitors.
Oh, look at that. A super instant soldering iron.
Yeah, look at that, $5.
$5.
When you want super instant, $5. Can't beat that. Operating mouse. Yeah, you got some good stuff there.
That's the interesting thing about looking at them like this, at the pictures, you can zoom in and you notice a lot of stuff you didn't notice when you walk past it in real life.
Yeah, huh? Yeah, no, that's funny. That's why I think I actually enjoy looking at pictures even from our own events because I probably will look through things that I wish I hadn't looked through. And you look
Yeah.
back and, you know, and that's all happened to all of us. And I know it did because to like, Tom Pereira, because remember we were reviewing the photos from the Hamfest in Friedrichshafen, and we look at the photos, goes, "Oh, look at that! There's a case for an Enigma. How did I
Yeah.
miss that?" So you feel badly for those. It happens to all of us. The problem is it's like a kid in a candy store, so
Mhm.
you can't not stop looking and you overlook things. Oh, speaking of which, close up, I guess, on this grebe.
It's agreed, yeah.
This is an interesting console, early console.
Yeah, that's some kind of I think he said it was Atwater Kent in there.
Interesting. I like the woodwork is attractive on this.
It's,
Must be like late 20s, early 30s kind
oh,
of.
definitely, yeah. Mid to late 20s.
That almost looks like an early sewing table.
Yeah, could be. I know the front doors opened up and that's where the big box was in.
Interesting, but look at the nice woodwork on the legs. Oh, really quite attractive.
Yeah.
And usually, and also the dark and the light contrasting wood. It's nice.
I know the seller showed it to me and he was pretty proud of it, but I think he took it back home with him that day.
Consoles are always hard to find home for.
Yeah.
Here's all the expensive early tubes.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, that's for sure. And a stackable jewelry tray.
Miscellaneous dial
Dial
faces.
faces. Yeah. That's actually pretty good.
I can appreciate and respect people that have the foresight to save stuff like this.
Sure.
Because it's I mean, Radio Days makes a lot of good dials, but sometimes they just don't have certain ones.
Exactly.
Have the foresight to save this kind of stuff in case somebody's doing a restoration. It's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and look at this Tube City Pilsner. So you have a little beer can label.
And a protractor, I think, under there.
Yeah. So yeah, for drafting. Yep. She's
A little bit of everything.
everything. Yeah. No, this is. Oh, look at that Fada radio keychain. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
You see that? Because that's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind having that. I like it.
sure.
Books and tubes.
Hooks and tubes, yeah. Well, actually, I don't think those are tubes.
Those are dial lights.
Yeah, dial lights,
Oh, okay.
bulbs.
Good catch. You're right. The box is too thin to be a tube. You're right.
Because I know the vendor real well. He's a friend of mine. I bought a box of number 51 bulbs out of there.
I got it. Yeah. All right.
Cool. Or test equipment.
Indeed. Two test over to the left.
$75.
Not too unreasonable. Nope. Close up here. Century condenser resistor analyzer.
I think that's a cap checker on the left.
That's what I think so too. Yeah.
Oh, this one here. Yeah, that makes sense.
You can see the little 1629 tube on the upper right there.
Mhm.
Mm.
Not sure what those aluminum
Whoop.
discs are above there.
Oh, let me back her up there. Sorry. Oh yeah, no idea. Curious.
They're turntable platters or something.
Maybe that would seem like the size would seem to fit. Maybe.
It fell off of 52 DeSoto. That
I
was
was just gonna say, or it's a whale cover.
Yeah, somebody lost their baby
It's-
moons.
yeah, exactly. Antenna and a speaker.
RC, yeah.
Pretty cool. Oh, look at this. Nice.
Oh, this is, love it.
Some good stuff here.
Yeah,
In the back with the roll top, a 46-350.
that's a great little radio. They're a pain in the neck to work on, but
Yeah.
boy, they work well.
Yeah, they do.
Scroll up. Okay,
Westinghouse.
yeah, look at that. What's right there? I'm taking Zenith right there. Oh,
There's a
Well,
Zenith
handles a little-
portable.
the handle's a little off, but I'm not sure what this one is here.
Hmm,
What's we got here? Let me scroll up.
probably a 70s Chinese made radio. There's a
Yeah,
Panasonic.
yeah, that's a Panasonic. That's probably
Or 70, well,
yeah,
probably 80s.
late 70s, early 80s, I'd say. Yeah. Yeah, some decent stuff here.
Nice thing about collecting those is they don't take up a lot of room.
That is true.
They're not that heavy.
Not
No.
that heavy to carry either, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on the computer.
There we go. We got the old and the newer. The Sony from the probably early 80s, late 70s,
Yeah.
early 80s.
And an empty cabinet.
And an empty cabinet over here. Oh, yeah, you're right. You can see right through there. I can see the table behind.
A movie prop.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, maybe.
I know there's a guy that used to go around buying up cabinets like that. He made birdhouses out of them.
Really?
Pretty nice.
It's actually a good idea. 45 EY2.
There you
That's
go.
that's the 45 changer with the built-in amp on it.
Oh, yeah.
Seems I used to have one of those.
I actually have one. I actually have two of them right now. One does not belong to me. I actually restored it for a guy, and I'm waiting for him to pick it up. But I actually picked one up in an auction, like super cheap for I think it was like $20.
Oh,
So
okay.
the biggest drawback is the cartridge, and there's a guy in California that I think has a 3D printer, and he makes them from scratch. He sells them on eBay for like $45 or $46. And I
Wow.
put one on this guy's turntable, and it worked like a champ.
Hmm.
But that needed a lot of work. I was trying to teach myself how to work on these things, and now you can make them work, but there's like about 4 or 5 things you have to do to them to really get them to work right.
Sure.
But they're cool. I mean, when I got this one, the one for that guy working, I was like a little kid. I was like, oh, I don't want to give this back to him. Oh, so I found one at a JD auction and picked it up for myself.
Oh, nice.
Almost looks like it should have had a lid on it.
I know.
You
agree.
know what the amazing part about that is that there's nothing to hold the 45 that in place.
Oh,
It knows instinctively just to drop one onto the platter. And I
Wow.
think you could put up to about 7 or 8 of them on there.
we'll be done.
Doesn't it have two little things on the side that
Yes.
Retract. Yeah.
Yeah.
that retract?
Yes. But I think it works in conjunction with the mechanism. It's a really weird mechanism, but once I got it sorted, the thing worked like a champ.
Sure.
You know, fixing the amp was the easy part. It was getting all the mechanical stuff to play,
Oh
and
yeah.
Not getting
getting the cartridge, with the, good, because I think it's a 3-volt pickup in there, and they just go away, most of them. So find one with a good charge in it or a new one.
Yeah, years ago, when I was in high school, I worked in a radio TV shop in the town, and I used to hate working on record changes. Oh my God, they were a nightmare.
Funny.
Would drive you crazy after a while.
There's a
Clock. Is that
alarm
it?
clock or something, yeah.
I'm trying to think of who makes this.
Well, it looks like 10 after 2, but it's really 5 minutes to 11.
I wonder if that's not one of those things that would turn on a radio.
Yeah, it is a telecron. I thought it was. Yeah, I think they could control a power supply behind it. You could have these little.
If you pull those things out or push them
Yeah,
in.
exactly, and it would activate. And I forget what this switch does. Whether it enables it or disables, I'm not really sure. I forget. Someone explained this before. It was Howard.
Yeah.
I think it was Howard on one of our prior meets. I think we had somebody else, or I had a photo of
Yeah,
one of these.
you know what I'm seeing here is that it's got those little pins sticking out as it goes around the clock face. I wonder if that has anything to do with maybe that switch. Maybe that's when you push one of them in, you could actually, maybe there might be a outlet behind there.
Yeah,
and
that's
then you can turn on your radio or your
right.
coffee pot or
Yeah, energizes that or something, yeah.
I think this was before the days of integrated, radio and clock. This thing could control whatever. You could even, like you said, Bob, control your radio, whatever. But it
Coffee
was.
pot, whatever.
that's pure speculation on my
Yeah.
part. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure you're right because I remember. I think this came up once before because I think I had a photo of one, or maybe that, and Howard was able to speak to it. And I'm pretty sure that's what that did. It's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind having one of those. I'll have to keep an eye on one that was in nice shape because local.
It looks
Well,
like
nice.
it's in good condition. I don't think it's wood. I think it's Bakelite.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna say, yeah, it looks like Bakelite cabinet.
Oh, I could really get it. See?
Yeah, it's just molded.
Warren Telecron. Warren, Warren was Henry Warren.
Oh, okay. See that switch says AM,
Yeah,
that's manual and automatic or something.
yeah. So I wonder what the manual. Oh, maybe just turn the power supply on. Maybe just flips it on, and the
Yeah.
automatic is based on the on your always dependable Telecron clock. That's pretty cool. I
Yeah.
have to keep an eye. One of these days, I'd like to get one because I think it'd be just kind of fun to have. Here's something. What do we got here?
86 T1 RCA.
Right.
Ah,
I had one of those once and I found a different face for it. I turned it into an 87 T1 by putting the eye tube in.
I was gonna, I was going to say because I knew they came with an iTube, some of them.
Yeah.
But like you say, it's a different model number.
Yeah.
It's a nice little radio.
Oh yeah, they were good. good
RCA
sounding.
made some good stuff back in that time. I think there's
actually,
either a 5T or a 6T to the left of this thing.
Yeah, he had two of those. Yeah. Twins.
it's a. I like it. It's a very attractive die. I like the font. Very classic 30s.
And the tenite
Fun.
is in pretty decent shape. I think it would clean up. It's not all warped and cracked. The tenite is-
Yeah, a lot of them, Philco and RCA, they just like cracked and went away.
yeah.
It's really awful. That one's in really good shape.
Yeah, overall, it's certainly more than restorable. That's for sure. Everything looks complete. The knobs look all correct.
I remember this vendor. There was a couple that came from Minneapolis, Minnesota, drove all the way down to New Berlin, Wisconsin. It
Ah,
was about a 5-hour drive, and they had
Wow.
about 6, 8 radios on their table, and all of them were ridiculously high priced.
so they
Felt
came-
sorry for them because
So it looks like it was a net loss for that weekend.
yeah, I haven't seen them back since.
Yeah, I was going to say, welcome to the world of cheap radio, guys.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think that's the universal. We see the same thing as that.
When they walk down the aisle, you can hear them squeak when they walk.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what do we have here?
That's
Yeah,
good.
up there it is 5T. Okay. I knew it had to be a 5T or a 6T. For a 5T radio, that's a good little radio.
Yeah, they were pretty good. And
And the cool part is too, this one's only a 2-band, but you see the little arrows in the dial?
yeah,
Yeah.
When
Uh-huh.
you change bands, they look like different colors. They have a dial light that moves up and down, and depending on that, it physically moves with the band switch.
Oh,
And I kind
okay.
of like that. I mean, I know it sounds kind of simple and almost
Yeah.
childish, but I really like that. I like that look.
Yeah, no, a lot of radios did that. In fact, I've got an Emerson 38 that does the same thing, depending on the
The
band.
only thing you want to watch out for is that the 5Ts, I don't think the 6Ts had this problem, but some of the 5Ts had a smaller transformer
oh, yeah,
and they can go bad.
Yep.
And I had one that went bad, and I actually found a Chinese made transformer. It only took me 7 months to get off of eBay,
Oh,
but it had all the right taps, even the B minus, everything was correct on that transformer. I just had to rewire it, and radio
I
worked
have,
like a champ.
go ahead.
interesting.
I have the console of that radio,
oh,
Oh,
okay.
you did. Oh, okay.
but it's all restored too. It's been looking for a home.
I see. Is this your chance to advertise on this meeting? They're good. Actually, attractive. That's an attractive looking radio. It looks to be in nice condition cosmetically, also.
Yeah, they're not
Ac-
terribly big either.
Yeah,
They'll take-
actually, those are good playing radios.
Yeah. Yeah, for a 5-tube radio, they got a pretty good sized speaker in there.
It's a quality set.
Yeah.
Yeah, so nice looking dial face and all too.
Mhm. Those knobs will fit a variety of
There's the
radios.
other one. He had
Oh,
two
a
of them.
pair of them. Well, yeah, you got a pair. One little lighter finish than the other.
I think he wanted like $175 for each of them. They weren't restored or anything.
Hmm. A little high.
Oh, I wouldn't want to be I wouldn't want to be a fly on the wall in that car on the ride home.
I told you marked them too high.
That's right. And look at that. We're taking them all back home.
Then 2 weeks
Out
from now, you'll find them on divorce court or some stupid TV program.
And out comes the portable waffle iron out of the pocketbook.
And he carried them in. He had them all in wooden crates. I couldn't believe that. He had a portable electric drill, and he was taking the screws out of the wood, unload them all. Most people just have
Wow.
cardboard boxes, but this guy went all out.
Boy,
Wow.
you talk about depressed prices. Some of the prices on eBay, boy, some of that stuff you can't give it away.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's been real bad.
Really?
I had a helicopter 8R40 that, was pretty well. It was all electrically restored.
Mhm.
Just the cabinet wasn't. It was good, but it needed some. It needed some parts to make it an official restoration.
Mhm.
And after a while, marking it down, I put it down to $1,
$1.
and nobody bid.
Holy
Wow.
smokes.
Yep. And it was a good halfway decent radio too. Certainly worth $1.
Yeah.
Here we go. Noah said he would be late, and he has arrived. Neat.
Oh, I have an announcement to make.
Oh, good. Go
No.
ahead there, Rob. Yeah, go ahead.
I've been, working volunteering at the New
Mm.
England Wireless and Steam Museum.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Well, last week we were removing a couple of HT9s, which weigh about 150 pounds, and the helicopter transmitter, and we were moving them from, a top shelf, middle shelf, about chest high, onto dollies. So we didn't have to we only had to move them once, because now we could just roll the dollies around.
Mm-hmm.
And then we cleared out a bunch of stuff, and there was a bunch of stuff piled up so you couldn't see the lower shelf. And as we're moving stuff out of the way, I looked down and I said, that radio looks familiar. And then I did a double take. It was a Helicraft SX88.
Mm. Interesting.
pristine condition.
Did you get any pictures there, Rob?
Yes, yes, I
Say-
do. I'm a little behind on my pictures to you, but I do.
No problem. When you get a chance, we'll do is send them forward. We'll slot you up for a meeting. You because guys, you
Yeah.
know, Rob has sent me some photos in the past over email. I probably have, I don't know, probably about 15, 20
I
pictures.
have a
And
friend, Rob, that has an SX88, and that radio is as rare as hen's teeth.
Oh, I mean,
I mean, they
they,
used to go for lots of money.
well, they
I
still
don't know
do.
what they are now, though.
Yeah, they still do, but restored condition, they'll go anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000.
It's a
wow.
lot of work to restore one of them.
Oh yeah, and I'm slated to restore this one.
Oh my.
Oh, look at you. No, but so even more pictures will come from this. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, Rob has sent me some photos, some really interesting stuff. You know, in your excavation of the basement. You know, so there's going to be some interesting stuff to see. A lot of early stuff that's unusual.
Oh,
You know,
very unusual.
tubes, stuff like that. It's like it's you got to be a kid in a candy store there, Rob.
Oh, yeah, and I've also been designated the Grim Reaper of radios.
The Grim Reaper.
I decide what goes and what stays.
Ah, do you have a trial? You know,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, you know.
I designate it, then it goes to a committee, and I guess they take a vote on it, and it's either there's three things are gonna happen to it. Well, actually four. One, it's going to be restored. Two, it's going to be saved for future. And three, it's going to be, put up for sale. And four is it has to the big open barrel in the back.
Oh, still, it sounds like there's a ton of good stuff. Probably still lots of diamonds
Well,
in the rough.
I haven't showed you any pictures of that one building there has an attic, and the building is probably 60, maybe 70, 80 feet long by
Oh my
20,
God,
30 feet wide.
that's
And in that building and in that attic
mhm.
are nothing but early 1900s uh, um, radios, the
Really,
tube ones. Now, the wooden cabinets and everything.
wow,
They're just piled up like cordwood from one end to the other.
wow,
Oh,
what a find!
Oh, it's scary.
Wow, well, boy, we're gonna have a heck of a meeting. We'll probably have a series of meetings by the time you're all done.
Probably. Yep.
That'd be good. Well, we're looking forward to that because I'm sure you'll have a lot of backstories
Well,
on this.
yeah, we're still moving stuff. So, this building that we're moving stuff out of was built around 19, maybe 70, 75.
Okay.
And the basement just kept getting filled up, and nobody really knew what was down there. And they're now, they're making plans for that cellar. So we are slowly going through stuff, and I'll tell you, it's yeah, you're right. It's like gold digging.
No, that's cool because it's sort of like, like if you use the car analogy, you open up the barn and there's some stash of cars sitting back there. You want to go dig up and find out the car and the parts, everything else, and you're getting the equivalency in radios. That's
Yeah.
not bad, especially early stuff that gets that's a perfect museum for that stuff. And
Yeah, well, they had no idea that they had that thing. None whatsoever. Nobody knew.
wow, amazing, amazing.
And
This stuff has
go
been
ahead.
unearthed for after decades.
Yeah, I mean, there was yeah, probably what, 40, 50 years of stuff down there.
Mm.
And the guy that owned this XX88 was W1HOW. He had a little sticker on the front of it with his call sign.
How
I'm
fun.
sure now was a silent key.
Right. Right. Wow. Well, something to look forward to there, Rob.
Yeah,
Keep us posted.
yeah, I'll try to, I'll keep try to send you stuff when I can.
Oh, sure. Oh, sure. I'm sure you're busy, but yeah, we'll definitely, when you have enough together, we'll definitely slot you in for a show anytime you want this year.
Yeah, yeah, you, you're gonna love it.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward. Well, the pictures you sent were really intriguing, so I can imagine this is going to be really fun, the stuff you send. Yeah, no, thanks for
Yeah,
that.
I actually talked to the director about this and I told him what I'd like to do. He says, "Oh, go for it." So we'll have a couple of online shows.
Oh, cool. Definitely.
So I think we've got all those bulbs memorized now. I think you
Yeah.
had 2 or 3
Thank you.
identified.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's right. No
Yeah,
problem.
I tip my hat to vendors that carry this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you just don't have access to this stuff,
Right.
and and it's all reasonably priced.
Yeah, buck a bag. Is
Granted,
usual.
they're panel lights, but still,
Yeah,
you never
Well,
know.
you
I
always
don't
need
know what
'em.
I'm gonna do anymore. The last electronics radio parts store in Rhode Island closed down.
Yeah.
There's no more places in Rhode Island where you can go and buy a 46 or a 47 bulb
Hmm. I guess I could think of
or a
maybe.
resistor or a simple resistor for that matter.
Yeah, I guess maybe the only place I could think of there would, I used to be able to get some of this stuff, in Radio Shack, no problem. But otherwise, it's you do with electronics and Needham.
Yeah.
For
We don't
me.
have there are no more Radio Shacks in Rhode Island, that's for sure.
Yeah, I know. I miss Radio Shack for those stupid convenience things. I mean, the prices were a little bit high. It wasn't certainly it was more than $1 for a bulb, but it was right up the street for me.
Radio Shack was always near and dear to me. I got fired from my first job at Radio Shack.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Long story, you don't want to hear it. But I've got a guy that's probably about 2 miles from here. It's an electronics store, and he'll have what you're looking for. But if you really want it, he's going to grab you by the ankles and shake you very, very hard.
And
You want it?
is he going to turn you upside down too?
Oh yeah.
Make sure you don't have any change hidden in the pockets or something.
Yep.
That's why I don't let him do that to me anymore, because otherwise I have no hair left on the top of my head. You'd see all the lumps from my head hitting the floor.
I know the feeling, Bob. I know the feeling.
So I try to do most of my stuff online, or I'm fortunate in the respect that with my YouTube channel, I got a number of guys that I exchange emails with, and guys that are looking for things or whatever. So I've got that going on, and between all of us, we can pretty much suffice what we can find. And living in New Jersey, there's a
Oh yeah.
myriad of different old radio stuff, and I'm working with these guys at their auction house, the JD auction guys, and I've been finding stuff. You've seen what I posted on my YouTube page. So I'm very, very fortunate living here, although it's very expensive here, and you guys probably have it just as bad as I do up in New England.
Yeah, I appreciate that. No, the Northeast is.
But I'm saddened to see a lot of these like mom and pop electronic stores go away. It saddens me. When I was a kid, there was probably about, I'm going to say within in a 10-mile radius of my house, between Radio Shack, Lafayette, and other mom and pop places, there was probably about 6 or 7 stores that I could go to.
Oh, sure.
And find stuff. Now forget it. Today is other than Greenberg Electronics. That's about it.
Yeah.
You'd have to do all your shopping on the web, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it was true.
Sometimes I've gotten lucky where if you find an old hardware store that's been around a long, long time, they might still have like one cabinet that sometimes it's not even out on the floor, it's behind the counter, and they'll have fuses or panel bulbs, light bulbs, things like this that they're in the back and they've been there forever.
Yeah, because nobody wants them. They don't want to get rid of them.
Right. And they haven't thrown them away yet, because it has to obviously be an old store, and you got to realize the parts you're buying are probably 20, 30 something years old. But
Yeah, they're just keeping them as a service.
yeah.
Yeah.
occasionally if I buy like tube lots out of somebody's garage or basement or whatever, I even post those videos on the web, it's like these little odd things that I find in tube assortments, I'm like digging through tubes and then all of a sudden here's a door knocker to a door. Or one time I was going through a bunch of tubes and here's this new old stock Sylvania box I'm looking at, and I had no idea what it was until I opened up the box. And it was remember the rotary analog tuners, you'd go click, 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 click and find your channel. And it was actually a slug for UHF channel 39
Huh.
for Sylvania
Huh.
TV. So it's you might as well have Forrest Gump going through tubes, because life is like going through a box of used tubes. You never know what you're going to come up with.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I found
Some of the odd stuff you find.
yeah, I found a 38 revolver once.
I found a bullet,
Found a whole gun.
not the whole gun though. I found a bullet though once. That was kind of fun.
At least you weren't on the receiving end of it.
Well,
Yeah.
No, thank God for that.
Yeah.
Oh man. But again, going back to the picture, I tip my hat to people that do this kind of stuff. I think it's a good deal.
Oh, yeah.
Especially, if you can't get around too much and you're on a fixed income, I get that. I try to help these people out when I can, and that's
Sure.
just great.
Well, he has all bins of capacitors too, any type of capacitors you need too, even micas.
yeah, in fact, well, our own, like Joe Coco, when he always has his table set up, and he always has like his price is always reasonable, and he's our local resource, and he'll be like, hey, if he has a replacement bulb that's hard to find, he may have an LED versus, hey, here, take this, just give it a try. It's just to throw it your way, not even ask for any money. He's a good guy. You appreciate vendors like that because he's not there to really gouge you.
Right.
And actually is trying to promote the hobby. He was trying to get you to try something, and maybe you'll, if it works for you, you'll buy more because, it's a good,
Yeah.
Well,
good
It's a
solution.
convenience thing too. If it's right there at the meet, if you need it.
Yeah, why not?
Point-
Why
point
go
one
through the trouble?
capacitors.
I mean,
Yeah,
even if it were just a tick more, you're going to spend that in postage and handling for the web anyway, So it's
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
I like to keep the local club members, give them the business if I can.
Absolutely.
Speaking of which, Greg.
go. I figured there was another picture. Yeah.
And more tubes.
Lots of tubes.
Some form of
A transistor checker.
Yeah, maybe. That's interesting.
Station model force. I guess that is a transistor tester.
Looks like.
Wow.
I see that very often.
No.
No.
Some vintage stuff right there. Huh?
Yeah, let's take a peek and let's go get a little closer look there.
Table and.
Okay, now we can look in.
Okay.
There we go. And what do we got here? Some sort of receiver, AM
Or
only,
just a-
with a
I think-
tuning
I
eye.
think
Nice.
Just a tuner. I think it's just a tuner.
Yeah, it looks that way.
What if that's one of those wall mounted things?
Maybe.
I knew a guy that literally had an early Marantz stereo mounted in the wall of his house. But the
Yeah.
guy built the house.
Oh,
Figured he
Very
found, put his Marantz in the wall.
I
And
wonder
then-
what,
When he took it out, I had to help him put the sheetrock up and cover up all the holes.
yeah.
I wonder what that brown stuff in the jar is.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, it could be a large coffee, or it could be some kind of PCB fluid, or who knows?
Some kind
A
of
big old rheostat there.
well, it could be vintage, Who knows what it started out as,
Could have been gravy left over from Thanksgiving.
That's a 1967 Starbucks coffee.
Yeah.
Then they give you
Oh,
glass
boy.
jars instead of cups.
Yeah, exactly. Mason jar, like almost like mason jars.
So I mean, look at the dial face, and then look at the selector.
Yeah, it's got an FM selector.
It's got an FM selector, but there's no FM markings on the dial.
Yeah,
face.
huh. Unless this doesn't like, no, it can't be because this has got the tuning. I was thinking it doesn't like flip the
I'm thinking maybe if
display.
you have an FM only tuner, there's some RCA jacks in the back of this thing so that it's an AM tuner and then you can click it to FM without having, if you don't have enough inputs on your preamp or your radio, your amplifier.
Maybe.
Sure.
Maybe this just acts as a switch and a pass through. I don't know, but
Yeah, that is curious.
It's
It
interesting.
says spare. It says I see spare, Bono.
not like
There's no
like a-
indication as to who made it either.
Yeah, I
No.
know. This is the mystery radio, the mystery receiver. I don't know.
Still wondering what that brown stuff is.
We will be forever wondering what was that. What did it, and also what did it start out as?
Yeah.
All the melted wax off the capacitors. That's what they.
Maybe.
Inquiring
How-
minds
how-
need to know.
how much for the jar of goop over there on the price tag on that?
I got some various indicators. I've got a dual turntable. Very nice. What kind of speakers we have there? What does it
Looks like
say?
it had
Oh, nice pair of ARs.
Nice.
I don't recognize which ones though.
They look
No.
like they're pretty compact, pretty small ARs.
almost looks like that has 16 RPM.
Oh, yeah, they are ARs.
Yep.
Yes, you called it right. I missed it. Yeah, interesting.
You got to have your 16.
Yeah.
They have a nice triplet meter there.
Yeah.
Looks like a 630. I had
I
to
always
buy
like
about.
I always like triplet equipment.
Yeah,
It's so well
I
made.
did too.
Mm.
I had to buy 3 of those before I could get one that actually worked right.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What do we have
Oh,
here?
I've seen enough of those.
Oh, just recently, all stashed away.
Mm.
This one was,
Another coffin radio.
yeah, this one was restored pretty nice. I think you
Yeah,
got
it is. Beautiful.
finish up.
Probably
Beautiful.
wasn't that shiny when it was new.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Can you get close up with a dial, John?
Yeah, let me do that.
Just curious what that is.
Let's do that.
I think I know what it is, but I'm not sure.
Radio is 60. Because
RCA.
I'm doing one
Yes.
now.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
And the real
RCA.
nightmare is there's a drum off the variable capacitor, and
Yeah.
that scale is 0 to 100. But the drum is made out of pot metal,
Oh,
and
Uh,
mine is all crushed.
no.
And so, well, here somewhere. No,
You.
anyways, I'm trying to 3D print one, and the first attempt was close, but no cigar. Oh well. So I am now familiar with that set.
So this will make a good part set for you then. Maybe you can buy this one cheap.
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm wondering how much he wanted for it, actually, just to what's it worth?
I think he had like 220 on it.
Oh wow.
Oh boy.
That's healthy.
Fully restored, yeah, but
Is
still.
that is
Yeah,
that
but
the-
it's
Mm.
And that thing was long too, because I remember when he was unloading, I had to help him carry it and put it up on the table.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. Very heavy.
Yeah, well, by the time it got to be like a Radiola 66, it was 2 separate chassis.
Yeah.
the power supply.
Well, look, there's 2 separate chassis in there, the power supply and then the
Oh, okay.
receiver.
I couldn't tell I couldn't
Yeah.
bend over and look inside. I thought,
Yeah, I recognize that power supply. They used it in
Yep.
a lot of different radios.
You can see the
Weird-
reflection of the
Well,
Oh,
the
yeah.
weird thing of the one that I got, I thought for sure I'd have to, gut those cans and put in some modern electrolytics. Didn't have to. Capacitors are like 4 or 8 microfarad, I don't
Yeah,
remember, but
exactly.
they're still good. They're still
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
when I first got my Radial 66, it was the only radio that I had that used a Type 80 rectifier. Everything else I owned was more modern. So this is probably a terrible thing to confess, but so I stuck 4 wires in the holes where the Type 80 rectifier goes, and I took a 5U4 and just laid it on its side and attached the wires to the 4 appropriate pins of the 5U4, and that was my rectifier for a while until I found a Type 80 to actually put
Yeah.
As long as it
You
lasts.
fooled me. You fooled me. I thought you were going to say, yeah, I just put in some 1N4007s.
Yeah.
It's
No,
fine.
that probably would have made more sense, but I didn't have any of those either. But I did have a bunch of 5U4s.
That's funny. Oh, get some escutcheons and
Assorted meters and
meters.
bits and pieces.
Stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Stuff. TV.
TV.
Oh, is that that's early Motorola, I think.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
It'll
it's
be
I
like
bet
a-
it uses a
I still have
1B3.
some of those knobs floating around. I recognize the channel selector, like the fine tuning in the middle, and then the channel selector on the outside.
Sure.
Anybody know what you do with 1B3s?
Tell them to TV guys.
Yeah.
1B3 GTs. It's a classic.
Oh yeah. And I must have had boxes and boxes of them at one time.
Well, I
yeah.
had a massive RCA rear projection TV from the 40s,
Oh yeah.
and it needed 3 1B3 GTs.
We actually have one of them in our museum, Noah. It's
Oh.
got AM/FM radio, turntable,
Yep.
and TV. And actually, my neighbor, he came with me last time we were at the museum a couple weeks ago, and he had to redo a wiring harness to make the thing right. But he has to play around and get the screen to focus a little bit better.
It has a separate box with an umbilical cord for high voltage regulation. So because you had to adjust for contrast and brightness as the scenes changed, because there was virtually no regulation of the high voltage. So you got your own separate little box with a long wire to keep with you at wherever you were sitting to watch it. It has like a 5-inch CRT that aims down into a silvered parabolic dish that then reflects
Right.
back up and 45-degree angle to come up to the screen.
Yeah, I think it's a 1947 set.
I think it's 46 or 47. Yep.
Yeah. The radio's even got FM and shortwave on it. It had to be a really expensive set back in the day.
And it needs its own 15 amp circuit in your house to plug it in, because it's,
Oh, I bet.
there are 5 chassis, and it says right on the tag on the back of the set that its power consumption is 1,500 watts.
All the TVs that we have in our museum that are functional and working, we have them plugged into a box with those. It has some kind of overload protection in the box in case, like, if you walk away from the TV and it does something stupid, it's not going to like burn the museum down or do anything dumb.
Yep.
Or just for that reason. But I remember someone that put some kind of a current meter on that TV, and I think that was, I don't know, it was like 13 amps or some crazy number like that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You get to watch
Yeah.
your electric meter spin like a roulette wheel.
Yeah, you remember those electric meters that had the disc that spins around?
Yeah.
Spinning, it was probably spinning like a Dremel cutoff
Just a-
wheel.
Just
Yeah.
a blur. It's just a blur.
Yeah.
Probably
Here's some more
spin the
stuff.
Yeah, more stuff. A
More stuff.
turntable.
Box of knobs.
Actually, you see that? You see the meter that's
Yeah.
on the lower left there, right there where you got the pointer.
Yeah.
What that is, I actually have one of those, and that is really cool. What that is a tube filament tester.
Ah.
So you plug a tube into that box, and if the filament's good, there's a little light in the middle or on the bottom somewhere,
Maybe
and
here.
it'll light up a light. So it'll tell you that the heater is good. You know, it doesn't
Ah,
necessarily tell you anything about how much, whether your emissions are good or not, but it'll tell you if you have a good heater.
Yeah,
No
this,
little readout there that says transconductance or G sub
No,
zero.
nothing with transconductance.
Yeah,
just let you
back
know
in
it's
the,
kind of light.
back
You
in
know,
the
these
old
days you have
days,
to be careful how you say transconductance.
yeah,
Right.
got
Yeah.
that right.
yeah.
Transconductor if you're on a train.
Yeah.
Back a number of years ago when Horse Traders was up in Rochester, Mass. We used to go up there twice a year, and I used to sell a lot of tubes there, and I acquired a lot of tubes too. But one time, this guy in a pickup truck was leaving, and he asked me, "You want to buy some tubes?" And I says, "What kind of tubes?" He says, "Take a look." He says, "I got the whole back of the pickup truck full of tubes." And they were not in boxes. They were all loose in boxes.
Oh,
Oh boy.
So I asked him, I said, "What do you want for it?" He says, I don't want to bring them home. Give me $50 and you can have them all."
Not
So
bad.
like the nut that I am, I said, "Oh yeah, sure." So we had all these, my friend and I, we had all these boxes of tubes. I mean, we must have had 10 or 12 boxes of tubes, and they were big boxes too. And we knew that we couldn't take them all home either. So
you offered to buy the guy's truck?
no, what we did was that night we sat in our tent going through all the tubes. We went through them all real quick. And if it was, like a 1B3 or like a 17 AU7, we just threw them in another box. And all the other stuff we kept. Well, we reduced that pile down to about 4 boxes. And between my friend's car and my car, I managed to get them all home. But it's amazing how many 12AX7s I found in that pile of tubes. And I had a lot of European ones, but they were all dirty. I mean, uh, they looked like they came out of a cow barn.
No, geez.
So we washed them. And you don't want to wash 12 Telefunken 12AX7s
Oh, we don't want to hear that.
because all the writing comes off.
Oh, right.
Yep,
Oh,
yep.
that's a bummer.
So a lot of Ampex, a lot of Mullards, most of the European brands, that happens too. You got to be very careful with them.
Oh, yeah.
But I could still tell they were Telefunkens because they had that good little diamond on the bottom.
Yeah,
I was gonna
exactly.
say, you look for the diamond on the bottom.
Exactly.
Yep, or the ridges on the top,
Yeah.
Yep.
But I tell you, that was quite a
That was a
that was
lesson.
that was a lesson. Yeah,
That's
yeah, that was a
funny.
lesson.
Horse, Horse Traders was in Rochester, New Hampshire, not Massachusetts.
You're right. I'm sorry. You're
It's all
right.
right.
Nope, you're right. Rochester, New Hampshire. We used to call it Rainchester
Yeah, that's right.
because it rained all the time.
There's a little Heathkit tuner,
Yep.
little RCA voltometer, Amico. I'm not sure what that is.
Cold practice oscillator.
There you go. I couldn't remember what that was. Thank you.
Yep.
Good sized transformer.
Oh, it's an
whatever
ICO. I thought that was an
chassis is.
RCA.
That was a good meter.
Yeah.
Amico. What is this?
Failed electrolytic. Oh, 3 of them.
What do we got going on here? Whoops. Sorry about that, guys. There's a Heathkit over here. It's a FM.
That's an FM tuner. Okay.
Yeah.
They made them an AM and FM tuners.
It's some sort of, I don't know what that is. Lots of stuff.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff.
Oh, this is
Oh,
something. Hmm.
That's- Yeah.
I don't know what that
yep,
is. I'll
I've seen a few of those too.
Oh man, I don't doubt that. I'm not quite sure I've ever seen one of these before. I'm not even sure who makes this.
125.
Yeah, 125. That's the only label I see who made it.
$10
and that's the
off
price.
if you can guess the manufacturer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Nothing I
Anybody?
see.
No, I'm not recognizing it.
No, me. It's got some nice inlay on the front.
Yeah, I
there.
know. I was admiring that as well there, Greg. Yeah,
Very, very intricate decoration on that.
very attractive. Yeah.
Is that a national dial? Were they the only ones that were making those?
Gosh, that's a good question. I see no label.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Hmm.
Pretty radio though. It
Yeah.
presents very nicely.
Yeah, and
I
for
mean,
those-
the SW3s had that dial in the front of
Mm-hmm.
them.
another mystery.
Speaking of SW3s, recently there at the museum, I found a pretty good sized box. I would say it was maybe 20 inches by 20 inches by maybe 10 to 15 inches high. And it was full of SW3 coils.
Wow.
Brand new, still
Wow.
in the original box.
Wow, pretty cool.
Yep. That's to go with the multitude of SW3s they have also.
Mm.
Oh man. All right, we got.
Let's see, we got a power supply, got a Kenwood transceiver here. I don't recognize which one that is.
I think that's a Yaesu, isn't it?
I think it says Kenwood. This one. It just
The
says the
label,
label's
yeah.
a
Oh, it
Is it-
does say Kenwood on that
Yeah.
label. Okay.
Oh yeah, okay.
All those Japanese radios look alike.
Couple of D104 mics in the background
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
The classic lollipop.
Yep. Yep.
Ah, there's the
Oh.
Dunlop.
Is that you coming home with this?
That's my dad carrying it out the door for.
Oh, I see. That's
Oh.
funny.
That's the Dunlop though. How it looked. when I got-
Yeah, that's a good. Well, you did a nice job because you can see the before and after. The Dunlop, you did a really nice job. And look at it. That's right. It has a tuning eye on that.
It was missing the eye and the mounting bracket too was missing.
Yeah,
But
oh yeah. Okay.
luckily I had one.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's got the 10-eye discussion just like the Silvertones had.
Yeah, it's an attractive looking.
Look at that little guy living in the cabinet.
Yeah,
Waving to us.
Yeah, that's right.
that's
I'm going home. I'm going home.
yeah.
No, I gotta finally get out of that shed.
Fisher.
Ah, here
There
we
you
go.
Stereo conversion kit.
That
Preamplifier.
conversion kit.
Oh, to Scott.
Hmm.
What kind of amp is that? That a Dynaco?
Let's
That's a
see.
Scott, it looks like.
Scott.
Yeah,
It's
Scott
the one on the
and
right's a
Fisher on
Scott.
the left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Yep, confirmed.
There it is.
Oh,
Yep.
Stereo Master.
you know.
Those are bringing.
There we
big
go. We got a
money.
visitor.
That's a super amplifier. That's great.
A super amplifier.
Oh, yeah. It just sounds great. That's all.
Is it tubes or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's tubes.
Oh yeah, yes.
I had a, I can't remember the numbers. I'm sorry about my voice. The allergies, the hay fever here is just horrible.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
we got
Just
it.
killing me.
Yeah, I've been.
Something like a 339 or something like that.
I did one years and years ago and I gave it to my son. But, man, that was a nice amp.
This one's a nice shape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most often you find them without the case.
Yes.
Here we go. Lots of stuff here.
That's just-
Oh, you see that little radio under the white one there?
Right here.
Yeah, that radio right
The
there.
Emerson. Yeah.
Yes, I have that Emerson in the
Oh, you
cellar.
do. Oh, you
Yeah.
do. Oh, sorry if I can get. There we go. That's a
Yep.
nice looking radio.
It is a nice little radio. I like those little airplane dials.
Yeah. Yeah, Emerson did that a lot from that era. You know, it's one above it is, the white one's looks to be in a little bit better shape, at least grill cloth wise. I like the look. I like the look of the black with the gold dial face more.
Mhm.
My vote goes for that for the look. But this is quite nice. Got another Mitchell, one of those hotel radios. Is this probably, or is this no, probably not.
It's just a table radio.
Yeah, it looks that way. I was actually thinking I was looking for a
Like
light, but I don't see
stereo
it.
amplifier out of a console or something.
And here's another Emerson right here. Oh, AM/FM. All right,
Mm.
that's curious. So this got to be late 40s.
Yeah.
or-
I'll tell you when you get down.
Okay.
And RCA. Oh, another AM/FM. RCA
That's that's another late 40s RCA.
Yeah. Quite another late. Then I have this same radio in the same cabinet, same finish.
That's
Yeah.
a Feta.
Yeah, I like that. It's a nice.
FM.
They're nice radios. I like them. Very attractive too.
Missing the dial pointer though.
Yeah, needs a little bit of love. I don't know what it's asking for it, but mine is fully functional. And I think they also have a phono input on those too. It's a pretty nice little radio.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's always cool.
I love like these just post World War II like AM/FM radios, because they carried a lot of the Art Deco from the late 30s, pre-war, before they start changing design. So you get a lot of it's just like I love the grill, the metal, the gold, grill. It's just really attractive. It could certainly fit in the 30s without a problem. With the
Well, a lot
benefit.
of times they reuse the cabinets too from the 30s and just the
Yeah, the
remold
extra
back-
band.
40s. Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and that's what I like about it because they were still ramping up from the war before they got a little more modern. So to me, it's like a win-win. Whoops, and that I think. Oh, just in case you didn't know where it was,
There you go.
I think that does it. I think that we're
No way.
back at the beginning here. There's only a handful of photos. Greg, you want to walk through what you came back on the May show?
Sure, if you got time, we can whip through it.
Yeah,
real
we can
quick.
whip through that because I won't the Arizona photos. I don't. They're probably about not quite as many, but we won't have time to get through those. So I'll just park those for another time. Let me go reshare my screen for that. I think I got that queued up. Yes, I do. All right. You tell us what the stash you got.
Nice.
For
Nice
some-
radio.
Yes, nice.
Seen
I
it.
like it.
Yeah, very nice.
That's a really nice shape. And as you bought it there, Greg.
Yeah, that's just how they looked when I got it. Just trying to get my screen back again.
Oh yeah, because you're black. You're in the
Yeah.
dark.
I don't know what happened here, but let's see what's here.
Beehive Zenith.
That's
Yeah.
that's a really terrific shape.
A little Art Deco styling there.
That's
Yeah.
weird. No, maybe it'll come back again. It says not responding.
Can you see what I'm displaying or?
Oh, I can't see anything. Back to the phone here, I think.
This cruel irony.
Yeah.
Well, what I can do always is, it's already 8:45. I can always hold these off for the next Zoom meeting, since
I
you
think we
can't see.
should have go to the next one and just ask Greg to guess.
Oh,
it
what?
is.
Yeah. I'm thinking of a radio. Tell
Like
me what you
Karnak.
think.
It's brown.
Oh, here we
Has
go.
3 knobs.
Oh, well, he's back.
I'll leave the audio off on the phone just so I'm not double.
Right. Right. So now you can see what we're looking at there. So these are, not to steal your thunder, but these are all these radios you got for $5 a pop.
Wow.
That's amazing. $5. That's such a steal.
Fire sale.
We still have you there, Greg? Oops. We may be Greg free.
Ruh-roh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm back here on the phone.
Ah, there he
It
is.
is.
Now we can see you.
Yeah.
There we go.
I don't know what happened. This thing just all at once it disappeared when you stopped sharing your screen. It stopped sharing mine too.
Wow. It's really, sharing goes cross country. I
I
don't
guess.
share, you don't share. But you can see this okay. But yeah, so these
I can see you got the Venus up there right now. Yeah.
so these are all these radios you got for the low price of $5 a pop?
Well, no, not these. I think I sent you about 3 emails in the last
Yeah,
couple.
I did. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah,
So
this one is a little more than that, but
okay, I was
it
gonna
was
say
still
that
for a good, yeah, still for a good number.
nice, that's a nice radio. This is nice. I like this Air Castle.
Oh, is
It's
that
an Air
airline?
Castle. It's Air
Air
Castle.
Air
Spiegel.
Castle? Okay.
Yeah, look at that. I love the
It's got
the
that cool
drum.
dial like the
The
Tornado.
movie,
Sonata.
movie dial.
Yeah, or just like the airline had one too. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. The attractive
Very
radio.
nice.
Grapes and a cherry. Ooh.
I think I only paid like 25 for that. It wasn't too bad.
That's more than reasonable.
It's a smoking good deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you look at
Wow.
it's in pretty terrific condition.
Oh,
I mean, look at the woodwork and also really, it doesn't need a lot of, I don't think you have to do any serious refinishing on this.
no, I did absolutely nothing. That's just how it looked when I carried it in the house in the basement.
Wow, it's a great radio. You got a sweet deal. There we go. What do we got
That
here?
was a
Silvertone.
$5 silver tone.
Oh, it's all complete. Well,
Well,
now
it's
is this?
it's missing the speaker and the eye tube.
Oh, now I see. You're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, still,
But I have a speaker for it, and for $5 I couldn't pass that up.
no.
Heck,
Especially
one of the knobs is worth that.
it looks like, is this the only one that maybe not, is non-original? Because these all look right. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
the
if
last
this-
one isn't an original one. No, that's from something else. But
Still,
It must
$5.
be, looks like a manual choke off a 49 Chevy or something.
Yeah, you pull it to start the radio.
Yeah, you fire that up there.
Yeah, make that be the on-off switch. You pull on it to turn it on.
there you go.
Hey,
Get a little choke before you fire it up.
actually, it was funny. Just at a quick, very short tangent. My dad had a Mercedes-Benz diesel, 1965 Mercedes, and being diesel, he actually was a pull start on that car. It was really interesting.
Oh,
It
wow.
has this whole procedure. You put the keys in the ignition. Remember, like I said, you turn the keys in ignition, turn it to the, everything like the ignition, and then he made some adjustment. Maybe I don't know whether some sort of a knob.
I
on
guess
the
you had
left
to wait for
adjust.
the glow plugs to heat up. right?
Exactly, and there's a little
yeah.
look you could see the glow of the light that told you that it was glowing, and my father would wait. You're right about like 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and then you'd pull the knob to start the car. So it was a whole procedure. I remember like yesterday, and then of course the clatter of a diesel. But at any rate,
Yeah.
I digress. Oh, look what we got here.
That was a little $5 Air. I think that might have been an Air King.
Yeah, I think it does say Air King. Yeah,
Yeah.
missing the knobs, but still, kind of that cabinet reminds me of the ABO I got. It kind of has that kind of somewhat log cabin look to it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that one, nothing was holding the chassis, and I found that out the hard way when I picked it up.
Oh, ooh.
Luckily, I caught it before it hit the ground, but
Oh, that would have been a bummer. But
Well,
for
after
five-
all, it is an Air King.
yeah, all
Fly through
right.
the air and hit
See
the
if it-
run.
flows through the air.
yeah. No, it's
Greatest
just,
of ease.
look at the dial. The dial's
Yeah, I
flat
don't know. It
out.
looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it was at one point in time. It was owned by some wacky teenager who tried to bury the needle.
Yeah, I was looking. I was
I'm
thinking the
sure
same.
Yeah, he was
I'm sure
trying
I'm
to
gonna have to
See,
do a
get it
let's
to
see
go
if
to
this thing
11.
let's see if this thing will do 180.
It did. Look at that. It's 180. It's amazing we get it the little 5-tuber.
Yeah, I can see a dial restringing in my future on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Well, this is pretty.
Yeah, I haven't figured out if that's the Belmont or the Coronado, but that's the one they call the Rabbit.
Yeah, I like that. Oh, yeah. I can see why they call it that. I think Bruce Phillips was selling one on eBay. I thought it was actually a tractor little dial. The dial lamp is
Another
actually.
one with the needle buried, even though it rotates in the opposite direction.
Yeah, 180. Everyone must be like trying to get 180.
Yeah, well, he's still idling. That's why it's at 0. But that's one of those at Crosley. They made a reproduction of those in the
Oh, yeah.
90s, I think, or 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. This is
with
nice.
the
I
tape
like
player
it.
on the side.
Yeah, the cassette player in the side of it.
So this is
Yeah.
the tuning. This is the tuner, right? Right here.
Yep.
Yes, right.
That's cool. I like it.
The rabbit.
Oh, Zenith.
Oh, nice
Oh, that-
Zenith.
I think Bob has one of those.
Yes, I do. I actually barely turn it. You could probably see it right
Oh
there.
yeah, there it is.
Uh, It's that feeling of deja vu all over again.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I
This is-
actually have one just like it. My own collection. I've had it for about 40 some years. It was my grandparents. They bought it new, and I found this one.
wow.
I found this one at the meet, and he only wanted $50 for it, so I couldn't let it sit for $50.
That's a
No,
terrific
no.
condition. That's
Yeah, it's original finish.
That looks a
Wow.
lot nicer than mine.
oh, look at that. And the nice little sound register buttons.
Automatic
Everything is readable.
tuning.
And when
I
I
think
was
I need
picking it
mine.
up,
Oh, I'm sorry, Greg. Go ahead.
when I was picking it up off the table, the vendor, the vendor said to the guy next to him, "I hope I didn't sell that too cheap."
And you're running away like the end of a Three Stooges episode.
Yeah, like the guy in the cartoon with the frog in his lunchbox that sings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Yeah. And then you came back, sucker.
Oh,
No, that's a great find. You got a good deal. I mean, look at the woodwork and all. It's just really lovely. It's really
The
quite.
funny
Yeah, with
thing
the big
is
old-
that the chassis is almost all Lochtel tubes on that thing.
oh yeah.
Look, I mean, the grill
But it's a
cloth
good
is
working radio. It's a 7-tuber.
Yeah,
Pardon me.
it sounds good.
No, it's from the East
Tubes
Coast.
don't fall out.
Well, the W's.
It's a lot
Oh,
nicer.
yeah,
than
California.
Mine sat in a school bus for 30 years.
Really?
Yes. Mine has a story.
I'll bet.
Wow. Great radio. Wow, that's beautiful.
Nice find.
Yeah.
Oh, it does Zenith.
Another
I
Zenith
have that one
found.
too.
The Cube, yeah, that one needs some wood love on there. Somebody was trying to cover up some veneer damage on top, and
Oh, messed it up.
I literally have that radio in my living room, and in the back of my car right now, I have the same chassis in a chair side that I'm bringing to Kutztown to sell.
oh, okay, sure. How many tubes is that, Bob?
That's just a 5-tuber.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep.
I didn't have a chance to look at it yet, but I know I got to find some knobs for it because those aren't the right knobs.
Oh yeah, I was looking at that. So nice. So it's really attractive. When you look at me, I love the little details they do, like the Z in the middle. It's just really very, very tastefully done.
I just like the
Yeah.
little lightning bolts in the Z. I think that's
Yeah.
just so cool.
Yeah, I think that's just real classy. Whoops, this one needs love. A Zenith.
Yeah, that was a $5 find again. Needs a lot of veneer work, but
Well, $5 though. Look at that. It's still,
it's all there. Just,
It's all there.
Zenith
Zenith console tone.
console tone.
They actually made, Zenith made, I forget the model number, but they actually made one similar to that. It had also I think the 31 and trying to remember, it had a couple of shortwave, like from like 9 to 15 megs or something like that on there. Secondary shortwave band on it. They're rare though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
hard-
made one in a plastic cabinet too, a Bakelite. With a handle on top.
Yeah.
will we be able to get replacement decals for this when you refinish this, Greg?
Oh, sure. I think Radio Days has
Radio
those.
Days, I
Oh,
think,
right.
has
Of
them.
course they would. Yeah, I guess they would. Oh, Emerson.
So
Oh,
Emerson, yeah.
nice.
That's a rather
was a-
attractive looking with a kind of a waterfall grill. Very
That
nice.
was one of the $5 ones.
Wow, look at
Is that
that.
an Ingram cabinet, Greg?
I believe it is, yeah.
I
They
bet it
need
would
some
be.
veneer work on the sides, but
Because they had a lot of ornate
Yeah,
cabinets with just like 5 radios in it, but they were so
Sure.
cool looking.
they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
My brother,
I actually did an Emerson Stradivarius for a couple, and I said, "How much did you pay for this radio?" They said it got at a yard sale for $5.
Jeez.
yeah.
I said,
that's
"I
a-
hate to tell you this, but this radio is worth several $100s."
Wow.
And they couldn't believe it. I restored the electronics in, but I left the cabinet alone. But Emerson had a bunch of really ornate cabinet radios. It's so cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
that they did.
That's a great buy, Greg.
Wow, look at it. All the knobs are there.
I'm moving to
Correct.
Wisconsin. The hell with it. I'm going
Ah.
to sell the house and move to
I-
Wisconsin.
I
$5.
was in the
Can you
right
believe
place
that?
at the right time, Bob. What happened was the guy was unloading them and I was standing there, and as fast as he was unloading them, he said, $5. Okay, I'll take it.
Wow.
Wow, you got a great. I think it's the first one I've seen of this particular model. It's really quite nice. I like
Yeah,
it.
I'm looking forward to restoring that one. I think that would be a nice looking radio when it's done.
Yeah, no, I think it would be. It's really,
Mhm.
I'm trying to say, I'm not sure I call it a water grill, a waterfall, as I would be like a hair clipper, or the the hair clipper, the
hair
razor
clipper, yeah.
style.
Yeah,
I like it. Very, very nice.
it's got all the Emerson knobs on it yet, which is
Yeah,
a plus.
it looks like everything looks complete. I think you guys steal for $5. Good.
This was somebody I'd never seen vending before. You get once in a while you get people like that. They see an ad for the club and they just have a bunch of radios they want to get rid of, and they show up to sell.
And you
they're
happily
happy.
obliged. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even have to carry him in to set up, you know. He
Yeah.
he was home an hour later.
Whoop,
Didn't have to
sorry
spend
about that.
hours
I
there.
went a little, I had to go back up one. Sorry about that. There we go. Midland.
$5 Midland, yeah.
Wow, look at that. $5. Look at this thing. I mean, yes, and it has a little bit of veneer stuff. Not super serious stuff, though.
No, that can be fixed, yeah. It's
Yeah.
missing the dial cover, but that would have been yellowed anyway.
$5 though. It's kind of an interesting dial face. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's interesting because the speaker is over there, obviously on the left, and the knobs are over there too, but the dial is way over on the right.
Yeah, I
And,
know.
and the knobs they're not like lined up like you would expect them.
Yeah, but it's a little random, isn't it? You would have thought these knobs would have been over here, right?
It might have been a Monday or a Friday
Or
radio.
at least at the same level, you know.
No, I think one of the knobs might be either warped or just hanging on there by a thread.
No.
They
You
had
find-
nickel beer night, at lunchtime. at
Yeah,
the-
you find
at the
a, yeah,
factory.
you find a crushed beer can inside the chassis, right?
I had one of those once, and if I'm not mistaken, it's got slug tuning.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I can get why you'd put slug tuning on FM, but why some of the like Firestone made radios like that, where
Yeah.
you use slug tuning on AM and don't work very well.
no, they work, but the reception isn't the greatest.
Right? They're finicky.
Right.
Let's have Motorola.
Yeah, this guy, the last four, there was four, like about 1958, 59, 60, four little table model radios, but they all were like new cabinets. They're all cleaned up real nice, and I got all four for $20.
Wow. Nice.
I love the looks of that radio. It looks
They
Yeah.
use the American 5 in those.
yeah,
They were, yeah.
probably an
Most of
AA5.
them, most of them were on circuit boards already, but they had
Mhm.
tubes in them.
Yep.
Is this intended to be the dial pointer, Greg? I guess it is, like a little inset, I guess. Is that how they designed it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it would be. It doesn't look like a crack knob. It looks like it was designed that way deliberately. Huh.
Right, that's like your dial pointer.
Yeah, it's a little unusual.
Yeah, it is. I hadn't really noticed that till you pointed it out. I didn't look at it that close yet. I just got them
Or
on Sunday.
hey, we're here to inspect your finds here, Greg. That's what
Yeah.
we're here for. Oh, that's like an interesting color. It's like a grayish, like a little hint of like mauve or something in there. More than just
Somebody,
gray.
Yeah,
somebody in
it's-
the injection molding department at Motorola got a $117 bonus because they saved like $500 in extra plastic by doing away with that.
That's neat.
That's a cool radio.
Well, for the price, you got again a bargain.
Well, this is one of those deals when if you go up to some of these vendors at the end of the meet and they're getting
Yeah.
ready to load up and they don't want to take them back home again, they sometimes like the deal.
You swoop in and make your
Swoop in. Yeah,
get
Fire sale prices.
sure.
GE. All right.
Oh,
Kind of
that's the
pedestrian.
classic GE radio with also all the tubes on a tracer board. And they
Yep.
are notorious for silver mica disease.
Oh, yeah.
Good to know.
So if you plug that in, Greg, and it goes snap, crackle, pop, it doesn't mean you left a box of Rice Krispies inside.
Yeah. No. I'll have to look out the window if it's thundering and lightning first.
Yes, exactly.
Maybe
Check your weather.
Check the weather, yeah.
Yeah.
We had some bad storms last night. That would have been a good night to try it.
Well, we had thunder
Mm.
earlier today.
Yeah, we had a couple of good storms roll through here in Rhode Island area.
Yeah. So you get like
really,
on this.
really boring down here in Texas lately.
Is it? Yeah. There were tornado warnings and
this-
everything else
Well,
here.
I heard over by the Houston area, they had a lot of flooding over there
Oh
from
yeah,
all the rain.
it's been a nightmare for a lot of people, but thankfully not in my area. But
No,
yeah,
that's good.
northeast of Houston and northwest of Waco, a lot of water. They were
Mm.
getting like a foot of rain.
Oh,
you know,
geez.
just going crazy. And once you get up north of Dallas towards Oklahoma, it's always crazy up there.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe
Another
one
G.
more yet.
Dual
more G, yeah.
dual speaker.
Yeah.
Look at that. Pretty cool.
I actually just had one of those that I sold, and I had the original box for it. That's like a 1960 GE.
Oh,
And
that's
like
cool.
it says, there's two speakers in there, but it's not stereo or anything. Obviously, it's
Right.
just
Yeah,
they
just
just
give-
thought two is better than one.
yeah. It's pretty cool.
That's good. Like nice anodized trim in the knobs and they're clear
Yeah,
knobs.
it's in terrific condition from what I can see. You know.
Yeah, this vendor really had his stuff cleaned up nice. I mean, I couldn't for $5. It's like, are you serious?
Yeah.
did all
no,
that
I know.
work?
All right, $3 then.
Yeah, right.
No,
I wanted all the dirt and film. I'm gonna offer you the 3 because I didn't you took it all off.
took all the patina away.
Exactly. Oh, another G. Well, that's an unusual one.
Wow.
Yeah,
You don't see that very often. Look at this. That's unusual. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's different.
and truth be told, it says $5. Look at that.
yeah. See? And it says it even works.
Generous Electric.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a generous price.
Yep.
Pretty cool there, Greg. Wow, look at you. Well, that was it. I guess it's a pretty good. That's a pretty good haul.
Yeah, and the thing is, those they call them mid-century modern. That stuff is really becoming collectible now.
No, I don't doubt
Years
it.
ago, those were throwaway radios, but today,
Yeah,
Well, that's why they're collectible because they're now rare because 99% of them got thrown away.
yeah.
What I've learned lately about cheap 60s plastics radios and even stuff that goes back to the mid 50s on up, let's say, anything that's molded in pink is now
Oh, yeah.
worth money.
Yep.
I
No kidding,
can't
that right?
explain why.
I was up
Any
at
of
a museum up in Connecticut a while back, and they said they've been selling, a lot of this stuff that they have duplicates of or just don't need anymore, or it's not within their venue on eBay.
Yeah.
And they said that those plastic radios have been their biggest seller.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's at Vintage Radio and Communications Museum there, Rob?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they have
Plastics, my boy, plastics.
that's funny.
Yes.
And where it says funny, a lot, you know, I still like wood, but this is nice. I like it. Very attractive. I mean, these are nice, clean designs. I wouldn't kick it out of my room.
No, and I think that the appeal to them is they don't take up a lot of room. You can
Yeah.
have a bunch of them, and they
Yeah, that's the nice thing about those radios because they really are because the
Well,
wooden
they
ones.
kind of blend in with any decor too, you know. So,
right,
Yeah,
right. Like if you're going to have a collection of old cathedrals or something, you have to have other things in your home that kind of match that period. I think.
yeah,
mhm.
yeah. It's true. That's true. That's why these MCM stuff it does work a lot better.
Yeah.
Well, awesome.
Well,
This
very nice.
you did well.
Well,
Well, that
thank
was well. This is fun. Well, like I said, I'll hold off the Arizona Radio Picture Club meet pictures for another meet, but I don't know when I'll show them because we got plenty of material coming ahead because next
Cuts down.
hopefully there'll be photos posted because the next meeting will be on the 22nd. So Cuts-Down photos should have been posted, and then I should have got the photos done hopefully in time for our spring Brookline. But if I haven't, it will certainly be available for the June Zoom meetings. But anyway, lots of material coming up there, boys. So at any rate, thanks everybody for showing up. It was a great meeting. Lots of good stuff. And meanwhile, you guys have a great time at Cutstown. I'm looking forward to the report there, Bob.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's twice a year, so it's a big deal.
Yeah,
Safe travels.
I got to get out there one of these days. But
And just put it on your bucket list. Just even if you just do one time in the spring or in the fall, don't matter. You
yeah,
will be amazed.
well, I'll reach out to you when I can make this work, and I'll get you can give me the lowdown.
And let me remind you guys, you can camp there if you wish. If you don't feel like spending money on a hotel, if you got the whatever, if you got a camper or you want to sleep in the back of your car, that's allowed. There's guys that do that. And on Thursday nights they have a bonfire
Right.
where they dig a big pit for all the console cabinets in there that are all used up and falling apart, and they drink beer and scotch and whatever your favorite adult beverage is. So
Right.
they have a good time.
It is a little sad to see those consoles lit up.
Where is
I
this,
don't know
Bob?
whether it was somebody in this group or somebody from another group who sent an email, but there was an interesting little blurb about, like, from an artistic standpoint, wall hangings.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Saw that where it's like, if it's an old console that's
They
not
cut it-
worth anything and it's all of it, they just cut like the first 4 inches.
Right.
So they
Ah.
basically like saw through the front and then they hang it on the wall. So you've
Yeah.
got this.
Well,
so
that's
a
kind of
console
nice.
a console that doesn't take up any floor space and it
Yeah.
only sticks out 3 or 4 inches from the wall and they hang it on the wall and
Just for visual appeal. It's got the dial
Yeah.
face and all.
Well, I don't know if you guys heard, but a few weeks back we had some earthquakes here in New Jersey.
Oh yeah.
I guess if you didn't have it hung on the wall very good, I would probably fall down and kill one of our cats.
yeah.
I don't think we'll be doing that in this house.
Well, there's no chassis inside of it or anything and no speaker inside of it. It's just
No.
No, but I'm sure the thing probably still weighs like between 5 and 10 pounds hanging on the wall.
yeah, maybe 5 or 10, but that makes it pretty easy to secure to the
When
wall.
we had the earthquake here, the first earthquake, the house shook so much I thought a truck drove into my house.
Oh
Wow.
Really,
geez.
it scared the bejesus out of me. I didn't know what to do. I ran outside, went down the end of my driveway, and then I saw all my neighbors walk to the end of the driveway. And we're all looking at each other. Hey, what happened? Oh, they went that way. I don't know. Nobody knew what happened.
And Bob's got like 3 radios in his arms, standing out there. Gotta protect them.
Yeah, we even felt that earthquake up here in Rhode Island. That
So,
was
that was kind of unusual. I had to wait till I was 65 years old to experience an earthquake. I mean, I've been to earthquake-ridden areas around the world, but never actually
That's funny.
experienced it. So it was kind of odd.
It'd be scary.
It scared me to death. I swear I thought a truck drove into my house.
Wow.
That's what I thought happened. Because you see the news. There's always some, a guy had a heart attack behind the wheel and he drove his 18-wheel
Right. Oh yeah.
through the bar,
Yeah.
and a few people got expired, and then there's the broad at the end of the bar that's say on the microphone. So can you tell us what happened?
Yeah.
Truck racing,
Yeah.
it's just part of life, I guess. So, but
Indeed.
we're all here and everything's fine. I'll try to get a good video up for you guys. I'll
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. Give us a good
Looking forward to
report.
it.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to that. So if I see anything weird or whatever, it'll make it to the video. Believe me.
All right. We're
Sure.
counting on it there, Bob. Well, you guys have a good couple of weeks and try and stay dry.
Thanks for letting me hang out. I have a blast
Yep,
with you guys.
same
Thank
here.
you.
You guys are a pleasure. Yeah, this group is always a pleasure. You're welcome
this is
anytime.
about the best, if not the only good thing that came out of COVID.
Exactly. I agree.
Yeah, I'll jump on that wagon. Yeah, no, I'm glad. It's the more sad thing. It's so stupid that we didn't do it any earlier than this. But better late than never, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
See you later, guys.
all right,
Alrighty.
Rob.
Good night.
You guys take care. We'll see you
Bye
soon.
now.
Okay.
See you next
Bye.
time.
Bye.